Welcome to episode 2 of Tsula's Paint Bay. In this one, I'm planning on showing you how to do Gamma Galaxy in the IlClan era for Clan Wolf. It's mainly predominantly Tiger Stripe, that's what they have. I do know Gamma has other paint schemes in earlier eras, but we're going to focus on the Tiger Stripe and Gamma Galaxy. So for starters, I'm going to run down the paints that we're going to use. We're going to use Scale 75 Sand as my primer. After that, I'm going to go ahead and use Warfront's Orange, which is another Scale 75 product. I'll then use Scale 75 Flat Black. I'll use Instacolor called Frenzy Orange after that. That kind of brings out the shade and the highlights, and actually adds to the orange. I'll show you how to do that when we get to that part of the video. And then the Veteran Warriors or Experienced Warriors have some white on their mix for Gamma Galaxy as well. And we'll just do those little touch-ups and adds on that. Again, I'm not going to go into cockpit or any details like that. I'm just going to do the base scheme. But if you guys want to show details and stuff like that, let me know, and we'll try to get that in episode 3 and some future ones down the line. So I'll catch you here shortly. And as you can see here, I have primed our miniature with the sand primer. And this is what it's going to look like, just with the sand primer on there. And here shortly I'll show you how to start apply the orange to it now. And once again, this is just the base coat, so we can be a little bit messy. We're not going to just make it all orange, because that's predominantly what the base color is for the mech. We're going to have to do a couple layers, because the first couple layers, as you can see right now, are very translucent, and you can see the undercolor underneath it. But if you keep building layers up, that's what's going to happen. We go to darker orange, which is what we want. Okay, if you're really bad at editing and stuff like that, we have one orange painted summoner. As you can see, I've went ahead and painted everything orange, that I'm going to actually leave orange. And as you can see right now, it took multiple layers. So anyone out there who's listening and watching this, if you know how to paint orange better, please send me a tip. This took about 3 or 4 layers to do, just to get that orange covering. And still looking at it, there's still some spots that I'm not real happy with, but it will work because we still have the fringy orange step to do. And that's kind of like magic in a bottle, kind of in a way. It is an instant paint, it is like a contrast paint. So it will fill the details in and kind of darken it up and give you shadow and highlight at the same time over top of that orange. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start ahead and apply a little bit of the white that I talked about for the Experienced Warriors. And once again, it's not a lot of white, it's just a little bit of white. And we just got to pick the panels we want to do. And we don't know what those panels are going to be yet. And then they'll just speak to us. It's kind of like doing around the cockpit. That's kind of hard to do first because of the fact that you might get the black when you're doing your cockpit in there. So let's see, what are we going to do here? What's sticking out to me right now? Now let's do the knee pod pauldrons here. They can be white. The good thing about the orange and the white though, the white definitely sticks out a lot faster on the orange undercoat. So you can see it's covering pretty good here. And it's just Scale 75 white. And I do enjoy Scale 75 product. It is one of the better paints I have found that I prefer to use and I've experienced with. Some of their paints just take a little bit get used to, but I do enjoy their scale color. They dry matte. I also enjoy the Warfronts. They dry matte. I got the instant paints, but I use them not really as a contrast to really paint with. I use them more as a wash, because I realize that they do kind of stand out the color. So we can see here we're just kind of moving around here, and we're just going to paint this white on here. And like I said, it's completely up to you where you want these white highlights and these white things to stand out if you want an Experienced Warrior in Gamma. Actually, when I was first going to do this scheme, I wasn't going to do any white because it was supposed to be for the World event. Now I am a demo agent also, and Gamma Galaxy got torn up pretty bad in the IlClan era. So with that being said, I was like, well, maybe they don't have really that many Experienced Warriors, but they probably did have veterans that did survive. But they are kind of shell-shocked from the Terrors of Terror. Terrors of Terror. Didn't mean to do that, but I did. I went there. But at least, you know, they're still around. They did take a beating, and they are, with the World event, joined the New Hope, or New Earth, New Hope. So that should be fun to play. And these are for one of my buddies. I was going to paint up a star and just kind of that I'm putting on the table. But then he asked me to do some more, so I've got actually a lot more than just the star to do, but I'm going to focus on getting the star done for the world event. And I figured since I'm doing this star for the world event, I might as well work on episode 2 and show you how to do this scheme. And hopefully, I'll just give a sneak peek, but here's one of the previous ones I've done to get it in frame here for y'all. But you can see, that's what I'm going for with the summoner and some other stuff. Pretty nice looking, but we'll get there and we'll do step by step and show you how to do that. Don't think y'all want to hear me rambling anymore, so I'm just going to sit here and paint. And like I said, we'll cut out, we'll do another terrible edit cut job, and you'll see where I've applied this white highlights for the veteran skilled warrior. Or not veteran, but experienced warrior. Okay, as you can see here, I've gotten the white in places where I want it. And you might think, why did the white before I did the black stripes? Well, some of the black will go over top of the white. So I'm going to demonstrate some tiger striping here. It's not perfect, but it's going to be the effect we're going for here. So just bear with me, we'll go through this. And then at the end, like I said, I'll show you how to do it, but good. So you just kind of pick out where you want your stripe. I got too much paint there. And you just kind of do an irregular pattern, kind of across of it. And as you can see, just kind of mimic what a tiger stripe would look like. And just kind of have fun with it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just gotta make it look kind of like a tiger. By no means am I the best painter, but I do enjoy doing it, and as long as you're having fun and you practice, you will get better with it. And it does look good on the table. So it looks kind of rough right now, but it will get better once you get it on there. As you can see, I've got some places already blacked out too. That's just pre-done before I do detail work. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to do detail work on here. Again, maybe future episodes I'll show you how I do some detailing work on how to do that. But we'll see. Right now, I think I'm just going to do the base and show you basically how to handle that. I apologize today. I am kind of a bit shaky, but we're going to get through this because I got to get these done for the world events. These are Gamma Galaxy. Once again, Wolf Clan, IlClan era, and they do the tiger striping. And like I said, we got one more step after this, after we get the tiger stripes on, and that's going to be a little bit of like glazing with the frenzy orange, and you'll see why I kind of do that. And then what I'll do after that is I'll touch up in the areas that need touch up, because there's some areas that I can still see, like I said, that might need some touch up. But right now I think we're happy with where we're going, and I like it so far, so that's the main thing. As long as you like it, and if you're doing it for somebody and they like it, that's the two main things. Just keep practicing that things, keep doing things, and eventually you'll stumble into something and you write that down in your paint journal. And that way you can constantly repeat the same kind of steps. And that way you have consistent measures across the armies you're painting. Because if you don't, then you don't know what you did. And decide it or not, they won't look like they belong together even though they're in the same army. Or same scheme or same pattern or whatever. And like I said, I'm just having random black lines that kind of like wavy, because if you look at tiger, their lines are wavy. And you just put them on there. And yes, it can go across the white. Let's see here. Let's go this way with these ones. That one's not so wavy, but it'll work. We can add a little bit more to it here. But yes, that's the concept. And you really don't want to do straight lines either, because that just looks like straight lines. So you kind of want to just make it at an angle, and usually the same direction too. So here, across this way. We'll go this way. I apologize, my daughter's in the background playing with the cats. So if you hear her, just remember she's playing with the cats. By the way, happy Veterans Day. It is one day away. I will be camping this weekend. So I'm just trying to get some of this stuff done now. I get a chance. And yeah, I know I ramble, but hey, not really else to say besides just kind of showing you the techniques. So okay, some frenzy orange action after the edit. Alright, got our tiger striping done now, as you can see. I'm quite happy with where I've put them. And like I said, we got one little step here just to finish off the actual base scheme, and after that you add your details like the cockpit, the metallics, the missile ports, the lasers and guns and stuff like that. Not going to show you that, but I just want to at least show you the basics of how to do the base scheme, which is what Tsula's paint bay is going to be about. Again, but if you want me to do details and go into more detail look, I can do that. Just, again, feedback. That's what we want. That's how we grow. So let me go ahead and get you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use Scale 75 Frenzy Orange. It's the Insta range, like I said. It doesn't need to be really thinned out because it is an Insta paint. It's kind of a contrast. There's spraying as Insta paint. And what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to really go for detail either again, but I'm going to be careful. So I'm going to use a medium-sized brush here, number 0, and get some of that frenzy paint on there. And we're just going to go over even the black, but we're going to try to stay at the white. But if we do go on the white, we'll just repaint the white a little bit. But as you can see with this frenzy orange now, what it's doing is deepening your orange value and really offsetting those black stripes you put in place. So you get that nice shadow and highlight. A somewhat bolder black looks really nice against that nice dark rich orange. And I'm hoping this shows on the camera real well because orange is so hard to film. Along with paint, I've realized in this, and so I've grown just in doing this little video. And the way you grow is, like I said, just keep pushing your boundaries, keep trying new things. You learn more sometimes from your failures than you do your successes. And as you can see, I got a little orange on that white spot there. But the good thing about Insta Paints is you can wipe it and they come off a little bit. But again, all I have to do now is get my white back out, touch that up, put the black on there again if I wanted to, or I could just leave it blank. But you can see now, you don't want this really to pull that much, so kind of keep spreading it. You definitely want to use it like a contrast paint though this time, unlike my Dark Jaguars. You want that uniform consistency, otherwise you'll get blotchy orange and it doesn't look that great. So make sure you kind of evenly coat this along the mech. As you can see, it just kind of brightens up that orange and yet brightens that black and really gives you that contrast you're looking for in your shadows and highlights with that orange. And it's not much work to it. So basically you're using the contrast paint like an orange wash. And I found the Insta Paints, I'm using them more like a wash than I am an actual paint. Maybe that's because I'm inexperienced with them and I've learned to paint without them. I still haven't got the full technique of how to use Insta Paints, go figure that, right? But I've noticed it makes this nice vibrant orange. I'm going to bring it up here in the camera, hopefully we'll pick that up for you all. You can see where the orange is on the center torso, the right torso now, compared to the arms and legs. It's just that nice, deep, rich, almost tiger color fur. And that's what we want. We want that tiger scheme, right? We're going for tiger stripes for Gamma Galaxy. And as you can see, just having that little bit of frenzy orange on there over top of the regular Scale 75 orange from Warfront. It just makes a beautiful dark rich orange. And you go over that black and it brings out that black too. It just makes that black that much deeper in color. And that's basically how I've decided to do, if I do more Gamma Wolves in this color scheme. And like I said, I'm doing this for the World event for a good friend of mine, Jose. And he's part of the podcast too. And he's a big Wolf fan. So he's playing the Wolves for this part of the thing. Of course, I'm playing the Jaguars. Bradley will be playing his Falcons. Steven, who was a guest on the show, will be playing the Ravens. Randall and a couple other people will be playing House Korea, or not Korea, but House Layout. And we plan on having fun, and I'm hoping we can break that down like we did our big game with the Smoke Jaguars and Brad's Heavy Cavaliers, or Dragoons. And we can show more tactics and play that way too, because that's what we're going towards. And like I said, you just amazing how much richness comes out with that Frenzy Orange. And it don't take much. My brush has got very little on there because contrast paints and instant paints, they just flow. And as you can see, I got a little blotchiness there. As I said, you want to kind of smooth those out because you don't want blotchy orange. You want that nice solid orange that goes shading and highlight all at the same time. And I got orange on here too. Talking and not paying attention. But like I said, once you get it on there, you can just smooth it out. Like I said, if you get a little orange on there, it's going to happen. But you can do this step first and then do your white, but I think that wouldn't look natural. Again, I have not tried that. Maybe next one I will try it. But I like to think if I can get where I want my whites, it makes it kind of easy where I want my stripes too. That's just me. And like I said, I still got some metallic work to do on here. I've still got some cleanup. Again, talking, not paying attention, went right over top of that white. But like I said, mistakes happen, and they're not really mistakes. You just cope out. There's nothing you can't fix. It might take a while, but you can fix it with just a little bit of patience and some white paint. And you can put it right back on there. And I might show that here at the end after I get this dry. I might come back over and show you, look, I made some of these mistakes. Let me show you with the white paint real fast with a small brush how easy it is to just kind of pull that white back out. And you can get it all set in there. And I might should have used a little bit smaller brush possibly for some of these little areas, and I wouldn't have that problem. But again, you can just see how much that orange has popped out more with that frenzy orange over top of the other orange. It just makes a huge difference, at least in my opinion. You guys might not see it on camera, but if you see it in person, you definitely see the difference. Alright, and here's the final results for Clan Wolf Gamma Galaxy and the IlClan. Once again, it's the tiger stripes. As you can see, I've added the detail work. Again, I wasn't going to show you any of the detail work because I'm hoping you all know how to do that. I just wanted to show the base scheme. Again, thank you for joining Tsula's Paint Bay. I'm working on something kind of special coming up in a future episode. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but let's just say it should be fun doing that. Again, please reach out to MHQ Podcast, and we hope to do more of these. I want some fan-based feedback so I can try some new paint schemes that you all want to see me try to tackle. And like I said, this was just the preview before, but I figure I'll show this one too, just to show how I do the Gamma Galaxy. And thanks again for joining us on Tsula's Paint Bay. Y'all have a great one out there, and keep your brushes going. Thank you.